Hello, King, Queen, Prince, and Princesses, and welcome to the Royal Table. It's me, Queen and Lou, and I'm here again to serve you. How y'all doing today? I hope you all are having a good day. Um, it's a pretty day today. Somewhat of it's a pretty day. It's a slight bit of an overcast today, but it's not raining. Um, It's not hot. It's pleasant. It's one of those pleasant days. One of those days you open up your patio, let the windows up or what have you, and just let that breeze cut a fan on and let that breeze right on in. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. Come have a seat at the royal table. All are welcome. Um, Subscribe. I hope that you get something out of this table because I am here to serve. Um, um, Come in at the bottom. Give me your thoughts, what you think about, what I'm talking about today. If you agree or disagree, we're here to have dialogue here on this channel. We're not going to always agree on everything. I know this. Um, but tell me what you think. Um, like, hit the notification button so when I do upload videos, you'll be notified. And let's do this. Okay, so today I want to talk about something. Um, I want to talk about blended families and divorce. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. What are you all thoughts on blended families? What do y'all think? Are you a part of a blended family? Um, have you been divorced? I say that because this is going to be a two in one video. As you all that know me know that I have been married before. I'm divorced now, and during my marriage, my previous marriage, it was a blended family or what have you. Um, he had two children. I had a son coming in, and we had a son together. Um, so we had a blended family or what have you. Uh, yeah. Um, I was young when we first got married. I was 23 and he was 24 when we got married. So we were pretty young, you know. Um, I left straight from home, marrying him. He left straight from home, you know, marrying me. Well, he had an apartment before, but I hadn't. But, when he moved, left. We left home. Um, and then we, went into our own home or what have you. But, yeah, being a part of a previous blended family, it, you know, like anything in this life, um, there were the pros and cons, the goods and the bads, or what have you. And we were young too. You have to understand that. Not saying that being young is an excuse for anything because it's not. I hate when people say, "I was just young." Okay, um, don't blame that on young. Don't blame that on young. So you know, I have to be careful what I say because that's no excuse being young for some things, or what have not for everything. Let's just say that. I don't know where to look. I know when I look in the camera, I'm looking offwards. I believe it is. Then when I look this way, it feels weird because I can't see myself. I'm looking at myself, but through the phone, I'm looking off. And then when I look this way, it somewhat feels right, but I just don't know where to look. So I'm looking everywhere, y'all. Maybe I look cross-eyed. But anywho, yeah, We had a blended family. Like I said, we had three boys. My son was the oldest. Um, my oldest son was like 6 months. No, 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 no. My son was, Tori's birthday is, Tori's birthday, is it June the 24th or June the 14th? I believe Tori's birthday is June the 24th. They were 2 months apart. He was 2 months older than Tori. Tori's a girl. And then we had Shaquille. Shaquille, Shaquille is a year older than the baby, Talus. Yeah, he's a year older than Talus. So we had three. We have three boys. There were three boys and one girl, or what have you. And catch it. Um, um, Bub and Tori were 7 years older than um, Shaquille and Talus. So, that was an age gap between um, the children or what have you. But it was marriage, I guess. We had our good times and our not so good times or what have you. I think the biggest issues we had were money and the children. Money and the children. Um, Money is so, it's a biggie in a marriage, blended or not. Money is important, and how you handle your finances is important. Um, Neither one of us were um, financially, we didn't have the financial maturity that we have now. Back then we didn't. If I saw something that I wanted, I got it. I got it. Um, when it came to certain things, shoes, clothes, just stuff like that. I just, to this day, I like to look. I want to look pretty. Look my best, what have you. I've always been like that, and those are, one of the things that he, made sure, And he was, you know, there were times it would be like, you just going to the store. Why you dressed up? I just like to look nice. That's just the way I was raised or what have you. But knowing now what I know, knowing then what I know now, had I known then, I would have been way much more financially conscious on what I was spending, when I was spending, how I was spending, seriously. Because I think about the money that I spent on shoes. I spent a small mint on shoes. I love shoes, beautiful shoes. I just do. I do to this day. I do. I love pretty shoes. But yeah, finances are so important in a marriage, blended or not. And when you have children in the blended family, they're coming from one relationship into this completely new relationship. And for the children, that can be so, so very unnerving, intimidating. This man, is getting my mom's attention that I, I, I'm not getting as much attention, as I used to, because my mom has to, she has a husband now. Not to say that you don't give your children attention, but when you're married, you have to give your spouse, attention as well, with your children that they may not have been used to before the marriage or what have you. And with a little girl, a girl or a boy, seeing their dad, who this woman thinks she is? That's my dad. He my daddy too now. Oh, definitely. I play too much. I play too much. I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, um, it can be intimidating and unnerving for children. So you have to be conscious of their feelings. You have to be conscious of their just everything when it comes to children, in blended families or what have you. I'm trying to get my phone to do something that I want it to do without tipping over. You guys, work with me, work with me, work with me. Come on. It keeps tilting up. I want it to tilt down a little bit. But yeah, that's better. I like that. Um, but yeah, when you have children going into blended families, being a woman and a mother already, when I went into my previous marriage, I had to be conscious of his daughter's feelings because I was a little girl once or what have you, and I knew how it felt to be a little girl and sharing your daddy with somebody else. It's just like I said, who she thinks she is. That's my daddy. Yeah, that's my daddy. So I was conscious of that and her feelings or what have you, and she gave me a run for my money. Tora, I hope you see this video. She did. She did. She did. I love Tori to this day. I love her. She's a grown woman. Today she has two beautiful boys of her own. Beautiful boys. They look just like their granddaddy. They look like they could be his children. They look just like him. But I love you, Tori, so very much. I'm proud of you. Um, I I know that everything wasn't perfect, you know, but what I did from my heart. I do love you. I love you too, Shakia. I love all y'all. I love y'all. Because, when it's all said and done, that love, when you've been married to someone, you've been in a relationship, a marriage with someone, and the children, that love doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't. Even though we're divorced now, I still love those children like my own. I don't see them all the time or what have you, but when I see them, it's just like they still my babies. Even though everybody's grown, even my baby's 18, everybody's grown now. Oh, they're getting old. They are getting old. Um, but the love you have for them, even though you're not married to their parent anymore, that love doesn't go anywhere. It's interesting. So when you thinking about if you're thinking about going into a blended family, be prepared because it's a relationship that doesn't end, even if the marriage does. The children, they'll forever be a part of you, even if you don't talk to them every day or what have you. I want the best for Tori, Shaquille, for all of them. Abdul, Talis. I just do. They'll always be my babies, regardless. Um, um, always. And I pray that, even though everything wasn't perfect, I pray that that was some good they got from me. I really, really do. Because it would have been a waste if they didn't. Um, my oldest son, even though he's not my ex-husband's biological son, um, there were things that my ex-husband did that still affects my son today. And his love for Mustangs. My oldest son loves a Mustang. I'm gonna buy my baby a Mustang one day. But he get that from that love for Mustangs or what have you. He gets that from my ex-husband. He loves a Mustang. Um, um, there are certain things that my oldest son does to this day that my ex-husband used to do, and it's just like it's very interesting to me. It's very very interesting because he's not his biological dad, but there are so many things that my son took from my ex-husband, and it's just very very interesting. He was in my son's life from the time he was one, so you know that was his dad. So um, yeah, and Shaquille, oh my goodness, such a sweet, oh such a kind spirit. He's such a sweet boy even to this day. Um, that's my ex-husband's son. With He my son too. All of them are my children. Let's get that clear. They're all my children. They'll always be my babies. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the situation, because I love them like that. Well, I always love them like that. Period. Point blank. Regardless. Um, Shaquille is so sweet. He's such a sweet boy, such a humble boy. He's such a good boy and has always been like that all of his life. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. Um, and then the baby boy, um, our baby boy, that's the child we have together. That's the only child we have together. Is our baby boy or what have you. And our baby boy is an old man. He's so wise. He's so wise. He's wise beyond his years. I tell my baby all the time, "You are so wise to be your age." She's 18 now. But yeah, being in a previous blended family, like I said, had its pros and cons. Like any relationship does, or what have you. You have to be conscious of each other. The husband and the wife has to be conscious of each other at all times, because when it's all said and done, you want to raise those children right. You know, bring them up. Spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. You have to take care of these children, pour into them. But you also have to remember each other, because those children are going to get grown and have their own lives, their own marriages, and you two will still be there together with each other. So you have to understand, when it's all said and done, you're my husband, you're my wife, and you know, these children are gonna grow up or what have you. We're gonna take care of these children. We're gonna love these children. We're gonna bring these children up right. But we can't lose focus of each other, because it's so easy, during blended families, with the hustle and bustle of day to day life. You'll lose sight of each other if you're not careful. It's so easy to lose sight of each other, and that's something that you don't want to do. I learned that, in my previous marriage or what have you, to not do that again. I pray that God, you know, blesses me with another husband, a God-fearing man that, loves me and what have you. I would love to be remarried, love to. But you don't want to lose sight of each other, and finances are so very, very important. Blended family or not, whether they're children or not, finances are a big to do. So you want to make sure your finances are straight and you all are conscious on what you're spending, how you're spending, when you're spending. I've learned to coupon, do things like that, be more conscious of my shopping or what have you. Because if I went in I used to back in the day, if I went into the store and saw 7 pairs of shoes that I want, I was getting 7 pair of shoes that day. That day. Um, back in the day, back in the day, y'all, I've been divorced now, what, 10, 12, 10 years, 10, 12 years. I was going and, I'd be like, "Hey, I see these pants and blah, blah, blah. They're $150. Can I get them?" Yeah, yeah, go on get them. They 100 and what? I don't wrote the check. I wrote that check. Yes, yeah. But anyway, it was good to be conscious of your spending. You and him and what you spend. Budget. I've learned to budget. It's very, very important to budget. Hold on, y'all. I got some other stuff going on. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm a woman. I got things to do. I'm a woman. I got things to do. Okay. Now, yes. But I apologize for that. I had got some other things going on over there. But yeah, being budget conscious, money conscious of your money, what is going on, what you're spending it on, how you're spending, being conscious of each other, the husband and the wife, making sure those children know that they are loved, even though you're blending two relationships into one, that you know you are loved by the both of us. All the children know that. That's so important, for those children to know we both love you, not just your mama. Your mama loves you. Your daddy. You your daddy's house. That's no good for anybody. Um, and to be respectful of the parents that aren't in that relationship. The husband, the children of the husband, their mother. To be respectful for that woman, to be respectful of the wife, to be respectful of the children's mother. That's a must, regardless. You can't be disrespecting those children's mother. You have to be respectful at all times of their mother. And the husband in that marriage has to be respectful of the children's father, biological father, at all times. Um, um, it's a must. Um, and I think we did pretty good, as far as that goes. I think we did. Um, but yeah, yeah, blended families. It's it it, it needs to be some blending before you get married. You need, those children need to start mingling before you get married. The man in a relationship needs to be mingling with the woman's children. The woman needs to be mingling with the man's children before the marriage. You know what I'm saying? That's important, to see, how's this gonna work? Because if you just jump into it and you don't get some understanding, and all that get understanding, you're gonna be looking like, what did I do? Yeah, so it's good, to get some. It's very important to get some understanding before you get married, on things, as far as your faith. Do you believe in God? What's your relationship with God? Not only do you believe in it, but what is your relationship with God? Do you love Him? Because you want someone that loves the Lord. Because when your spouse loves the Lord, there's certain things they can't do. I've learned that. I've learned that. Um, when you love the Lord, there's certain things you cannot do. You're just not gonna do. And that's something that you want. Um, I learned that. Um, when it, even when it comes to myself or what have you. Um, how they spend or what have you. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. And the children, if there are children or what have you, and making sure you all, the wife and the husband, stay on one accord. That is a must. That is a must, because children, if you're not careful, they will play games with the husband and the wife. They will, if you allow it. If you allow it. Listen to me, you all. Children will play games with the blended family, and they'll play games with their mother. Children do this if you allow them to. Um, they'll play against each other. That's what I'm trying to say. They will. Their children. They will do it if you allow it. Stay on one accord, with each other, the husband and the wife, which is a good thing, and let it be known to the children. We are a united front. This is my husband, and him. This is my wife. We love you all, and we're gonna do what's best for each and every last one of you all. But this ain't going nowhere. She's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You know, it's important to have that, united front in front of those children, because if you do not, you are asking for trouble. Seriously, serious trouble, serious trouble. Um, that's important. Um, and um, and not being selfish. You know, it's not about you. I'm a big I'm big on not being selfish. Seriously, you know, it took some growth or what have you, but not being selfish, and doing all things in love. Because when you're doing it in love, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong when you're doing it in love. Yeah. Um, yeah. So that's my take on blended families. I feel like I'm leaving something out. When I end this video, I'll be like, "What is?" I feel like I'm leaving something out, but what is it? Work together. I think I said that, in so many words. United front or what have you. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Keeping other family members out of you all's business. Blended families. That's important. Just keeping other people out of your families. Just know your friends, they are not in your marriage. They're your friends. Your family, they are not your marriage. They're your family. You respect them or what have you. They're not your marriage. Your selfishness. Just know, when you marriages about unity, laying yourself down, cleaving to your spouse or what have you, and it's not about you. Um, and those children, take care of those babies. Take care of the babies. Take care of the babies. Take care of them babies. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm leaving something out. I don't know what I'm leaving out, but I feel like it is. And I'll think about it as soon as I end this video. So, yesterday on my vulnerability video, I forgot to tell you all about my snacks. My snacks, I'm going to have a snack of the day until I get y'all some food. I'm going to get y'all some food. Don't act like that and don't be looking at me like that. Girl, she been promising us food ever since she started the channel. I have. Yep. And I'm going to get you some food. Yeah. But I'm snacking today. And today, oh, the sun is coming out. Today I'm snacking on Mentos strawberry. Have y'all seen these? I'm all about the snacks. I need to stay away from snacks, but I love me some snacks. The Mentos individual strawberry chews. They are delicious. Get you some. They are delicious. They are so good. And I have my Pellegrino mineral water, sparkling water. It is so good. I used to drink it back in the day and I stopped. I didn't too much care for it, but I enjoy this water. It is so good. It's one of my favorite waters. I don't like all water. All water is not the same. Trust and believe me, you. All water is not the same. Trust and believe me, you. All water is not the same. Trust and believe me, you. Yeah, make sure you are getting some water, staying hydrated. It's hot outside or what have you. Yeah. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on blended families. Um, I did a little bit on divorce, but not as much. I'll probably do a separate video on divorce or what have you. What do you all think? What are your thoughts on blended families or what have you? Are you a part of a blended family? What are the pros and cons, and what could you do better to um, make your blended family better? And if you're divorced and you were in a blended family, tell me, what do you feel like you could have done better in that blended family to make that blended why am I so tongue? That blended family work better? Because I could have done some things much better to have made my previous marriage work. He's remarried, has a beautiful wife, beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. She is beautiful. Um, um, Yeah, so comment below. Tell me what you guys think about blended families. What are your thoughts? Are you in a blended family? Um, um, were you in a blended family? If you're divorced now, what do you feel like you could have done better in a blended family? What do you feel that your ex-spouse could have done better? Um, in your previous marriage. Also, tell me what you feel like you could have done better, because there are all things that we could have improved on, in our, you know, in previous marriages or what have you. But anyway, um, I'm not gonna keep you all any longer or what have you. And I hope you all didn't only hear my words, but you heard my heart as well during this video. Um, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, because I'm not. But yeah, yep. Um, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And until next time, I will be doing queen things until kingdom comes. This is Queen and Lou, and I'm signing off. Have a good day, beautiful world. Mwah.